Top 10, presented by Only in Your State.
Hey everyone, welcome to Not Your Average Bucket List, a travel podcast by Only in Your State dedicated to unearthing hidden gems across the United States. Today, we're going to help you find the best things to do in Ohio for July 2023. And this is just the second month of our Things to Do series, but we have a great month ahead of us. So, in Ohio, the normal temperatures in July can range from 65 to 85, and it's the official start of summer months. Marissa, I know you're from Florida, so that probably isn't hot for you, but for us, it's starting to get up there.
Sounds lovely, honestly. That's like my favorite. 60s, 70s, 80s, perfect.
Yes. Same here. And the one good thing about being in Ohio for that kind of weather is that you get to enjoy all of the outdoor activities that you didn't have in the winter parts of the year. So that means the Lake Erie coastline, hiking, amusement parks, and all of that. The one downside to Ohio in the summer is that you are relatively landlocked. So if you want to enjoy water, it should be lakes, the Great Lake, or rivers. But we have plenty to enjoy, so that's not necessarily a downer either. And in my later years being my 30s, I have suddenly discovered I have allergies. So, allergy season does start in April and pretty much runs all through summer till November. So, if you are sensitive to allergies, be aware. There's lots of pollen, but that's just because Ohio is such a beautiful, lush state and there's so much hiking to do. You just want to take your Zyrtec or Benadryl whenever you're out and about. So, to start, I think I'm going to just kick off with the best attractions and then kind of work my way into events. So, at number one of my personal favorites is Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. And Cedar Point is one of the most famous amusement parks in the country, if not the world. And it just has a bunch of fantastic roller coasters. It's open from early spring, I would say April, up into November when they do Halloween weekends, which is super fun. But it's great to go during the summer because you get to, have fun in the sun. They have a water park, and then you can ride all the fun rides. It is, I think I've mentioned before, but America's rock and roller coast. So you have to go. Additionally, nearby in both Cleveland, Cuyahoga Falls, Akron area is the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. It is Ohio's only national park, and it is absolutely gorgeous, just full of amazing trails, overlooks, waterfalls. I know we've mentioned it many, many times on Only in Your State, but it is a must visit place in the state. And also, there are lots of cool events like the bike and ride train. So you take a train one way and bike back, or vice versa. And they also do some like dinner trains things there, which is awesome. And on the natural note, another favorite of mine is the Hocking Hill State Park in Logan, Ohio. And we've covered this one before as well. There's things like Old Man's Cave and just some of these like really big attractions, which you'll want to go in either the early hours or like off hours because you don't want to stand in line moving through a cave. It's just, it doesn't have the same vibe. So, um, definitely check out Hocking Hill State Park and then also Amish Country. So, if you're not familiar with Ohio, we do have an Amish population in Amish towns. So, whether you go to Sugar Creek or Berlin, there are lots of great Amish stores where you can buy incredible but expensive furniture. So, like some of their stuff is the best, like just really high quality furniture, amazing home cooked meals, desserts, and just crafts and all kinds of stuff. So you can just go through and just discover Amish country in the beautiful weather. I think summer is the perfect time to do it. And then also, you can go down to the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden in Cincinnati. I would have to say it's the best zoo in Ohio. So, if you're interested or if you have family and you want to bring the kids to a zoo to see the exhibits in the garden, definitely go down to Cincinnati. You can see a diverse range of animals and their beautiful gardens. So, a little bit of education and fun mixed together for the family. I love Cincinnati Zoo, but also Cleveland Zoo and Cleveland, Columbus, and Akron are good to see too, depending on where you are in the state. And although the induction ceremony is not in the summer, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is an amazing stop. If you're going to be up in Cleveland on the coast, enjoying some of the coastal town areas, you should really stop by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They have exhibits that cycle every year depending on the nominees and some of the inductees. So definitely check it out. I only mention it for the summer because I think Cleveland is such a beautiful place to enjoy during the warm months. I know it gets a lot of flack for how it is in the winter. So if you're gonna visit Cleveland, I would suggest in the summer first if you're a newbie. And then for some of the events, we have the Ohio State Fair. I know that fairs are probably not, a shockingly new event for people, but it is in Columbus, which is our state capital, running the July 26th to August 6th. And it's just a giant affair. So live music, agriculture exhibits, rides, fair food, which my favorite. Like your body
Mhm.
might be able to handle it once a year, but definitely worth going to get everything fried and see all of the animals. Which if you who doesn't want to walk through a barn and pet baby goats? I mean, that is top tier.
Sign me up.
Yeah. Um, Also, the Blossom Concert Series, which is in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, it runs through the summer and it features the Cleveland Orchestra, which is
Ooh.
just phenomenal. It's a much different vibe than a concert. You just bring your own food and wine and sit down and enjoy um, a lot of orchestra music. I'm actually going this summer to go see the classical covers of video game music from the Final Fantasy series, and it's just
Ooh.
a really laid back, awesome series of events. So it's called the Summer Concert Series or the Blossom Concert Series, and it runs throughout the entire summer. So there's going to be dates all through July and August, and I think it wraps up around September, October. There's also another concert series called Rockin' on the River in Lorraine, also running through the summer. And I think, is the largest and most attended outdoor concert series in the state, I think. So
Wow.
it goes all summer long, and you're right on the river. So you can bring your own lawn chair and only pay $7 to get in and just enjoy all kinds of music.
Nice.
And yeah, it looks like a lot of fun and definitely worth attending. And then one I haven't been to myself, but I really do want to go is Incarceration in Mansfield, Ohio. And it starts on the 14th of July and runs to the 16th. And it's called that because it's hosted at the Ohio State Reformatory, which we've talked about on the podcast and on onlyinyourstate.com before. And it is the well, not abandoned, but decommissioned prison that is haunted. But they host this tattoo slash camping slash rock music festival. So yeah, you can
Wow.
show up, camp, get some new ink, and then also listen to bands. I will say it's in the genre of Slipknot and Limp Bizkit, so it's a certain kind of rock if you appreciate that. But it looks like a lot of fun. I want to go and just get like a little something from an artist because a lot of really talented people do tattoo in Ohio, so it's a great place to kind of swing by and see. And yeah, that's it. That's my best 10 things to do in Ohio for July 2023. So definitely worth a visit. And I think one of the best things you can do is just hike all of the trails in the Cuyahoga, check out Lake Erie and the Lake Erie coast, and enjoy all of the concert series.